What up, YouTube? It's your boy, Detroit Love, with another video. Today, we're going to look at reducing the need to have two separate USB drives to run your CoinOps games on your AtGames console. We're going to partition a single USB drive to contain both the flash drive X and the CoinOps data. Let's get it started. So the question was asked, do I need CoinOps? No, you don't need it, but you want to have it. You can plug your drive in, navigate to this / directory, see your list of games, click on it, and execute your games. When you're done, you just simply exit your game and return back to the list that you had previously. No biggie. Anybody can do that, right? And that's the problem. Anybody can do that. So if you have other people sharing this cabinet, they can just navigate through the menus, go to ArcadeNet games, they can go to settings, they can delete things, they can format your drive, they can do a lot of things. You know, you can do all those things and then just navigate back to um, your your list of games and play them if you simply want to do that. But it's a better way to do it. So the better way to handle this is with the CoinOps interface. It's just a front end that makes it look much better, that makes it look professional. It gets rid of all of the AtGames normal menu structure, and for any regular gamer, a person walking up to your cabinet with this display, it would be very intuitive as to how to navigate through the games, select the games, play the games, and return to that interface. They won't know to back out of that interface, and so it's a better way to control the play, the activity that's on your cabinet. So the purpose of this video is to show you how to partition your single drive so that you are not taking up two USB slots on your AtGames cabinet and allowing you to have just one single USB drive with two partitions to handle the drive X portion, which allows you to store or allows the cabinet to store the required CoinOps application to that space, as well as a secondary drive for the actual files to be executed by the CoinOps. So these are the requirements. You need to have a AtGames compatible cabinet, whether it's the ALU, the Gamer Pro, Gamer Mini, or whatever pinball machine. If that's going to be supported, I doubt it. But whatever they throw at you in the future, you want to be able to have one of those cabinets with a supported firmware version. At the time of this, I'm at 5.13, so I would assume anything higher than that would be sufficient. You need a Windows PC. If you're using a Mac, there's maybe an alternative way, but this instruction is strictly with a Windows PC. You need to have an available USB port for your drive or your disk. We're going to use the disk management tool, specifically the tool needed to partition the drive. You're going to need the AtOnX tool installed. That's going to be required after you partition the drive. Obviously, you're going to need a CoinOps USB drive that's already configured the way you want it, that you already either was playing it fine until the update, or you just configured it, downloaded, however you got it. But you're going to need to back that up before we get started. And so you're going to need storage big enough to back up that drive. If it's a 32 gig, you're going to need at least a space that has 40 gig just to be safe. You want the space larger than you don't want it to be the same exact space. Um, so as long as it's bigger than the drive that you have, you're good. Okay, so we have an existing CoinOpsx drive. It's the letter F, and it has the add-on X information generated for the 3 games that are here: Crazy Climber, Robotron, and Rolling Thunder 2. Your this is going to look a whole lot different. I've minimized this to 3 games just so that it won't take as long for the steps. Your steps will be longer. But I just want to explain the layout of this directory structure. These are the UCE files which are required to execute the game on the AtGames cabinet, and the COX is the CoinOpsx directory structure. So with this add-on X and these 3 files, those are all you need if you're just going to simply use the add-on X function of your cabinet. If you're going to use CoinOpsx, then you're going to have this folder here. Now normally there's also another folder called vert, but I'm just getting mine ready to not have any vertical things. So yours will have vert and it'll have some files in there as well, but I have no vertical games on this particular image. But this is the layout. You have the cover. These are the backgrounds that you'll see when you're looking at the cabinet with all of the video and everything. This is the background of that space. The logo is going to be what appears when, let me just show this here, do minimum size. As you're scrolling through the games, these are, let's just make it a little larger. Okay, so this is what you see as you're scrolling through the list of games. That's what the logo is. The marquee, that's going to be what's at the top of the cabinet. Okay, so you're familiar with that. And the video is going to be the actual video that previews the game inside of the cabinet. So, and you can see all of those things have the same exact name. Crazy Climber is C Climber, and Marquee is C Climber, and Cover. So that's the structure. So if you add a new game, you'll have to add all of those elements into CoinOpsx, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so just so you know what you're backing up. And you see the actual UCE file has the same exact name. So all those things have to have the same name. All right, so we have our existing CoinOpsx USB drive. It is letter F, and we have letter U. This drive is our storage space, and it is big enough to allow me to back up. So I'm just going to make a folder to save this in, and I'm just going to call this backup of CoinOpsx folder. I'm going to say USB. It can be whatever you want, whatever makes sense to you, as long as you spell it right. All right, so we have our folder. We're inside that folder. We're just going to grab this. We don't need that add-on X folder, so we're going to leave that there, and we're just going to copy this. Now, this is going to take a lot longer on yours because you're most likely have more than 3 games. All right, so now we have our drive backed up. Now we need to run the computer management or disk management software. I am not an administrator on this computer, so I have to run it as administrator. If you are the administrator, you can just simply open it up. Okay,
So I've executed the computer management software. I'm going to click on storage. Now, if you don't see disk management here, then you just have to hit the arrow to expand it. And so I have multiple disks on this computer, so it's going to take a little bit longer for mine to display than yours. Yours probably came up pretty quickly. Or you may have more drives than I do. Okay. So you see I have 6 disks of various sizes. And we see here, up here, my F drive is my CoinOpsx drive. So I need to look for it down here, and it is disk number 4. All right. You want to make sure you're on the right disk. You do not want to mess this up. So currently my F drive is a FAT32. That's the wrong format that's needed in order to configure this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to format this drive. I've already backed it up onto my U drive, right? So I have a backup, so I'm good. So I make sure I'm on the right drive. I'm on the F drive, and I'm going to format. And I'm going to change the file system to a NTFS. And quick format's fine. So I'm going to say OK. And so now that's going to format. You see it shows here that you're formatting. All right, so now it's done. So it's an 8 gig drive. Yours is going to be different depending on your size. And I'm going to shrink it. So by default, it's automatically looking at my drive size, the total size available before the shrink, and indicating what's going to be available after the shrink. Now, I have just 3 games. Yours could vary. Now you need the first partition to be available for the AtGames cabinet to install CoinOpsx, and then you can also use that space for if you want to add pinballs and things like that. So the size that you need it to be is dependent on what you want to do. If you simply aren't going to do anything else but this CoinOpsx with this drive and just want to boot from a single drive, you can make this smaller than half. Okay, well, my system shut down. So my drive letter is different, but everything previous still applies. All right, so I'm going to shrink this. Will not allow that to be any higher than that number there. So I'm just going to go ahead and shrink it. So that's weird. So you see, this one needs to be called AtGames. And then this drive is going to be a new simple volume. Click next. We're going to use the maximum available. And it's going to be F. And we're going to make this FAT32, which it is. And this one we're going to call CoinOpsx. And click finish. So now G drive is going to be the AtGames. That's the portion of the drive that's going to be formatted for the AtGames cabinet. And the F drive here is going to be the drive that's available for the actual games. All right, so I popped up this window here, the CoinOpsx F. I'm going to go to the U drive where I have my backup. My backup content, and I'm going to copy this. Now, if you need to free up that space, you can move, cut, and paste it. So we're on our F drive. I'm going to paste that. Again, this is going to take much longer on your end due to the fact that you have a lot more games on yours. So if this behaves this way, it seems that you're going to have a disk space that's more than twice the amount of space, because it didn't allow me to give any more space available to this drive. The F drive is where my CoinOps is. I can run my add-on tool, AtOnX tool, and I'm going to pick this F drive. So choose CoinOps, hit OK. And I'm just going to click build. Now this process is going to take a lot longer on yours, but you want to get the end result that it is complete. A total of 3 files were created. I can close this, and now I have my AtOnX folder recreated, reconstructed for this drive. Now I can simply go over to my cabinet. So we just have the single thing. We're going to put it in the USB 3. Doesn't matter, but that's the faster drive. Plug that in. And so we have to do some prep work first. So we're going to go over to the settings, find our flash drive X, and we're going to format. Are you sure you want to format that? Yes. So it's processing. Now it's done. We're going to hit A to dismiss. We're going to mount. So we click to the right to mount, highlight that, hit A. You sure you want to mount? Say yes. It's successful. We hit dismiss, and we just back up out of here. Okay. So now we go over up to bring your own games. I'm sorry, App Store X. We're going to go down to CoinOpsx. Press A. Press A again. And it says we need to install CoinOpsx. Are you sure? We go over to install, hit A. It's installing. Launch the application. If you do the add-on first over there. And there we go. Now we have a single drive that has all of our games in CoinOps. And again, why do you want to use this? You can see this interface looks a whole lot better than just using the AtOnX tool by itself.
So I performed the same steps with my 32 gig disk, and it took about 15 minutes to recover the backup, another 15 minutes for the AtOnX tool to do its business, and it's all set.
And that's it. Real simple to do. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like this video. And if you're ever on any Facebook or Reddit or any other social media sites and someone's asking, well, how do I make it so I only have one drive? How do I partition my drive? Any of those things, please share my video. It means so much more when it's coming from you versus me sharing it to people. So please help me out with that. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button right now. I'll give you a few seconds. It's right over there. See this subscribe button? Go ahead and click it. Thank you. And like the video. I appreciate that as well. And guys, if this has been helpful, do all those things. And until next time, I'll see you on the web.